Hi, everybody. I think we're going to start if everybody's in the room, and if not, I'll be loud and they'll come in. This is just so remarkable for so many reasons, and I'm not going to talk too long because it's pretty rare that I can look in the room and say that I know almost every single person in here, and even rarer that I can say I know every single person in here, but we're just meeting for the first time. So if I put this picture up here because in 2 years ago, we had a small meeting here at Columbia when this was very new, certainly to our family and to a few other families, and we had one place to go, and it was here. And so if you look at this picture, there's just a handful of incredible people who are still part of this this community. And then if you look to your right and to your left, we now have over 200 people. So I just can't thank you all enough for coming to New York for this. And it's going to be a really, really special 2 days, and it already has. So I'll quickly go through what I think we might want to take away from this and what we want to have happen in the next 2 days. And I think for everybody, much like our disease, everybody is completely different, and I think that everybody might take something away that's different, but these are the things that I'm hoping that as a group we can take away. But first, I wanted to just say thank you to a few people. Now, I could go down the list, would take forever to say thank you to everybody, but the folks at Columbia and who are helping us coordinate this, and everybody from Dr. Chung's lab and Leah, but I really want to the great thing about our foundation and what we do is it's not one person's not running the show, and it's not one person's foundation, it's all of our foundation, and we all have a very active role to play. And one of the things I'm really looking forward to is coming together in the next 2 days to harness everybody's skill set, because everybody has such an amazing skill set that can move this forward. But there is one person that I want to specifically thank, because we certainly would not be here, and that's Kat. So Kat Atchley, who's our president of the foundation, who's just done so much. So thank you, Kat. And so with that, one thing that I think hopefully is obvious, and that we're going to learn. We're going to learn so much from these incredible speakers who have come from some across the street and some from far away. So thank you to each of the members of the scientific community who, and that's the other thing. When we say the KEF1A community, our community is not just the families and the kiddos, and our community is every single person who's so relentlessly working on this. So I don't want to separate the scientific community and our community, because we are all a vital part of this community. But to those scientists, researchers, and physicians who have so graciously donated their time to coming here, thank you very much from all of the families. So we're certainly going to learn from each other and from the presenters, and it's going to transcend this auditorium. I think we're all going to be learning a lot in everything that we do here and who we hear from. Quickly, a logistic about where the kiddos can go is downstairs. There's a playroom, and it's important that a caregiver is with them at all times when we're down there. We have, there's a great crew of folks who are down there with them, but it's good to have somebody from the family or somebody who's traveling with them be down there too. And then second, we're going to question what we do know about the disease, or what we think we know about the disease, because I don't know about you guys, but for us at home, things change every single day. And so what I think we know, I feel like we constantly have to question what we think we know about the disease. And then maybe the output of today would be that we walk away with a constant or a consistent understanding of, what we might really know about the disease, or at least what we need to do next to know about the disease. So we're certainly going to be asking a lot of questions, and then we're going to grow. I mean, growing our community is so important. I mean, look what we've done in just a couple of years, right? In 2 years, we have grown exponentially. And so I think part of what I mentioned earlier about sitting down and really understanding exactly what each person who is part of this foundation can do to further our mission and what we're trying to do. And with that growth comes an empowerment, right? So I feel that there's not one person in this room or in our community or watching from home that doesn't have a very specific and very valuable and vital role in what we're doing. Excuse me. So I'm looking forward to clarifying that with anybody who's looking for any clarification about what's next. And then it's the action, what we do after this, that is vital. Make no mistake that we're here for a lot of reasons. It's pretty incredible to come together and to do all of the above, to learn, to question, to grow, and to empower. But we're here for one reason, and that's to get us closer to discovering treatment for our kids. And that's why we're here. So not to let that ever escape our mind, that the urgency and the whole reason that we're here and the output of what we're doing in the next couple of days is to find treatment for our kids. And to always have that in our mind, I think, is vital. And it's not coming together today. We should certainly celebrate all that we've done and all that everybody's done, but it's not this that's going to define our community and our group. It's what happens a month from now or 2 months from now. If we take what we've done here and really put it to action and move it forward, that's going to be the mark of how successful, however you measure success, we are, is what we can do after this. And when I was thinking about that, I was thinking about, I grew up playing hockey, and I have fake teeth from playing hockey, but that's not what I'm talking about. But there was, I don't know if people remember, I know some people weren't born, I was 2, but in 1980 there was the U.S. Olympic hockey team. It was an incredible, monumental Olympics. There was a lot going on in the world. The Cold War was happening, and all of the Olympians were these professional athletes, except for the United States hockey team were made up of amateurs and of college kids. It was a bunch of college kids playing against these pros from so many different countries. And we ended up playing Russia, which was a very big deal. The Russians were the best, the oldest, the most trained athletes in the world. And we won that game. And the announcer had this very famous moment where when the U.S. won that game, he said, "Do you believe in miracles?" I don't know if you remember that, but the thing that is so remarkable is that this group of people, when they had the podium at the end of the Olympics, and that's the picture up top, this group of so many people fit onto one small podium together. So all of these people came onto one podium and celebrated together because they accomplished this great thing. But it wasn't the game against Russia that was important. People forget that it was about Finland, because this game against Russia wasn't the gold medal game. It was really important. It was the conference. It's really important. But it wasn't what mattered most in the Olympics, which was Finland. So after we accomplished this huge victory and beat Russia, we still had to go on and win the gold medal against Finland 2 days later. But that's the important thing. So as I was thinking about what we're trying to do, I think we've done a great job getting to the Russian game. But it's about what we can do when it's time to play Finland and what we can do in the future. So, yeah, that's all I wanted to say in the very beginning. You'll hear from me a little bit more later. But something that is so central to what we do is celebrating our lives and each of us. And one of the first families that our family was lucky enough to connect with was Richard and Emma from Sweden and Eleonora. And we've lost a few kids along the way since all of this happened. And it's so important to thank every single family who's been through this. And I know that all of us have felt it. It's been a hard couple of months here. And we are lucky to have such a supportive and loving community of everybody. And Richard and Emma have flown from Sweden to be with us. And there's no more important way to really start what we're doing than to celebrate some of the lives that, some of the kids that aren't with us right now. So somebody who I know is with us and is in the room with us is Eleonora and Braden and Gustav and Ryan and Evie and others. And also in the room is Ricard and Emma. And Richard is going to come up and talk a little bit. So Richard, please.